Okay, I'm very happy to welcome everybody on our event organized by ICF Armenia chapter. And today I'm very happy to present our colleague, our friend, and already our chapter member, Anush Papoyan from Greece. Anush is Armenian by nationality, but now she lives in Cyprus, if
Oh,
I'm not
Greece, in Greece.
sorry, Greece. And Anush is willingly sharing with us her knowledge and skills about neuromarketing, which she has already acquired at very prestigious schools. Anush, let me introduce you. Anush is a serial entrepreneur, an ICF certified leadership and executive coach, and a certified NLP practitioner with an MBA in neuromarketing. And she got her MBA in the International Faculty of the University of Sheffield. She's deeply passionate about empowering professionals, entrepreneurs, and business owners to unlock their full potential and create a life of success, fulfillment, and lasting impact, both personally and professionally. And beyond her personal and professional success, she is a dedicated community leader. She proudly serves as a board member of the Marketing Club Greece, and she's one of the country's leading community. It is one of the country's most leading communities for marketeers and entrepreneurs. And she's also an active board member of the Armenian Relief Society in Macedonia and Thrace. Additionally, she is a member of elite coaching, training, and mentoring circles, including Procter Gallagher Institute and world-renowned neuroscientist and researcher John Assaraf's inner circle. Anush, there is a lot to tell about you, but I guess the rest will be done by you, and you will share with us some other personal things about you and professional ones as well. I just pass you the floor. Welcome to ICF Armenia chapter, and we're just all ears.
Dear Natalie, dear colleagues, members, this is really my pleasure to be here today. I am very grateful. I want to extend my gratefulness to all of you to give me this opportunity today to, just share my knowledge, my passion, and, just be here today. Natalie shared, most of the information about me as my features. Now, now I'm marketing myself as well. But emotional wise, this was a long journey. I mean, from the moment that I left my home country and moved to another country for a new life, totally from scratch. And, I kind of found myself in nowhere, in void, as I always say. I had to reframe myself, my everything, my being, my essence, my belief system. So on this journey, I found my true self, I would say. And on this personal development and professional development journey was that I've also found out and embraced coaching. And I always say in every circle I am that coaching has changed my life radically. It has changed millions of people's lives. And I'm really, really grateful for this opportunity of being and calling myself coach and being in this environment. And as my second passion of coach along coaching, it is business, neuromarketing. I'm not saying marketing because coaching is closer to neuromarketing. And I am very passionate to help small, medium business owners, entrepreneurs, and any kind of, I would say leaders or people, anybody doesn't have to do, just any title, who wants to take her or his life from A point to the B point. Okay. So, and within these frames, I dedicated myself also to this masterclass to, just give as much value as I can today with your permission. Now, I'd like to check after all, do we see the screen, my screen? Am I sharing the screen and do we see that?
Yes.
I think the chat needs to be active. I would give, I'll ask some questions, and I think the chat is going to be active, and we will try to, just see and moderate them. Okay. And before really starting the masterclass, I would really like to know whether all of us here in this platform are coaches. You could type in chat, please. Okay, let's be interactive. Let's talk and let's be open, not only listen. And if you are all coaches, please write down what kind of coach you are, because there are different types of coaches. I would like to learn what the audience is about. Hello, okay. What type of coach you are? What are you doing? Integral coaching. What is integral coaching? Ebru, hi, nice to see you. If you're kind enough to say in a few words, okay. Individual team coach, great, okay. Life and business coach, great, great. Life and mindset coach, very nice. Okay, very good. Life and business coach again, okay, great. So my question to you would be, have you ever felt uncomfortable, I would say, of selling your coaching services? How do you feel about selling and promoting your services? You write down in the chat, please, because we'll read that. Sales and leadership, perfect. Team coach, perfect. Oh, yes. Now, my question would be, how many of you have ever felt challenged in getting your coaching message out there to the right audience? And my second question would be, have you ever wondered why some coaching services seem to gain traction so quickly, while others struggle to be noticed despite offering similar value, sometimes even better? In the beginning, a little bit uncomfortable. Okay. Sales and leadership coach. Oh, we've got a sales coach here. Okay. And what if I told you that understanding how the brain processes marketing messages could be the key to attracting more clients and making your coaching business thrive? How would it seem to you? The attitude differs. Absolutely. Okay, perfect. These are the exact questions. So I want to explore with you today because we're diving into the incredibly powerful field of neuromarketing. This is very powerful field, trust me. And I would like in a few words explain what neuromarketing is. Still have difficulties. Yes, I believe so. It was okay. It was challenging in the beginning. Now it's easier. Okay, okay. Yeah, everything is a habit, right? You do it once, twice, and then it becomes a habit. So neuromarketing at its core is about understanding the brain's responses to marketing stimuli and creating messages for your clients that resonate deeply and talk to their brains. As I say, neuromarketing for the brains. Okay, it's the ability to understand and lead a prospect through your sales process by understanding how their brain processes and makes decisions about information, create messages for their brain, build trust, deactivate fear, activate pleasure state, and behavior. This is the core of the neuromarketing field. Okay? So by leveraging neuromarketing principles, you can build trust, reduce fear and hesitation, activate desire and motivation. And in building trust, I think we coaches are the best ones, right? In addition, neuromarketing is the ability to persuade them and behave in a way that leads to a higher conversion during the marketing and sales process. Now, we all need to realize and understand that this is extremely deliberate, and companies and corporations invest billions of dollars in advertising on TV, radio, online, and other communication channels consistently, targeting the right part of a brain, putting us through a process, whether you know it or not, whether you believe it or not, whether you want it or not, just to lead to higher sales conversions. Okay. And there is, of course, difference between the classic marketing versus neuromarketing. The classic marketing field is more focused on features and advantages of products or services and logical benefits, relies on customer surveys, focus groups, targets conscious decision-making part of a brain, and uses traditional metrics like sales and engagement, while neuromarketing focuses on emotional and subconscious part of the brain, relies on the brain's activity, activates emotional part of the brain, targets the unconscious the decision part of the decision making, and uses neurological metrics like attention and engagement. But I want to come back to something very important before going deeper. It's very important for me to mention about this. Just give me a moment, please. Okay, if you paid attention, I used in the definition the word persuade. Okay, I want to draw your attention to the word persuade, the term science of persuasion. I keep on coming back to this topic every time I speak about or present about neuromarketing approach. When the science of persuasion is used against somebody, or when somebody is doing something to somebody, this is a nefarious way to do stuff. Unless we do something for somebody. As coaches, you're already experts. You're already experts at understanding and supporting human experience. And who, if not us, knows better the code of ethics, the theory of ethics? Who better than us knows how to behave ethically? So all this information of neuromarketing refers to this as well, the importance of being ethical. We should learn and use this insights and information to better communicate the value of our services. And if really you've got a product or service that you believe that is going to serve your client, your prospect, then go ahead and promote your business based on neuromarketing. Okay. But if you are going, so the end goal is that we're doing things for people, not for us. Okay? In every field, if it's a small business, if it's a team coach, everything, every time I teach about neuromarketing, I always emphasize this. Please have it in mind, okay? We should learn and use these insights to better communicate the value of our services. Again, our job is to deliver information in a way that people feel safe and trust us. As a result of it, we help them and a lot of people, to get what they want, to get what they desire. The intent is very much important here. Is that clear? Does that make sense to you?
Anush,
Yes.
can I interrupt you for a second?
I can't hear you.
Uh-huh. Do you hear me now?
Yes.
We see only the first slide.
It doesn't it move?
No, just
Oh
that's
my
why I thought
goodness,
that,
because
yeah,
I have
because
moved the
you were
slide.
speaking about this persuasion stuff, and I thought that there should be something. That's
No, I have gone forward and I don't know.
okay. What if you go forward with your clicks on the right?
Do you want to share the PowerPoint or it's not happening?
I think if you try to go forward, just try it.
Yeah, I do. I just go forward the slides.
Uh-huh.
Your screen sharing is, it says your screen sharing is paused. Did you pause it?
No.
Hmm.
Sorry, just a second technical thing.
Yeah,
I guess
we
Georgi is
apologize.
always, yeah, Georgi is always of help. I think it will come up. What if you turn it off and switch on again, Anush, your
Yeah,
slide?
sure, I will.
Uh, because you pretty.
Let me just see stop share.
Mhm.
So
Uh-huh.
stop sharing.
Yeah, I now do it again. Just it's a pity not to see
Yeah,
the
sure,
nice
because it's a
presentations.
very, I think it's a very good presentation. And we should all see that.
Yeah.
Your screen, you
Uh-huh.
are screen sharing. Do you see that now?
Yeah. Yeah. Now we see the
Perfect.
slides. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm
Emotion.
talking about the ethics of neuromarketing, Nata. Do you have any questions so far about this?
No, I guess it's okay now.
Anybody?
Can you just click the bottom under your presentation? There is a little bottom where there are percents.
Hmm.
Maybe it will show the full screen. If
Don't you see the full screen?
we see presentations, the slides at the left also, but okay, it's okay. Just
Ah, okay,
go
let me
forward.
just
Okay.
see. Yeah,
Anushjan, go to slide share and maybe then it will be seen only the full slide. Slide
because
share.
I use another, do you see this now?
On the top you have slide share, you see?
Excuse me. Do you see now the slide that is on my screen?
Yes, it is what we'll discuss. This one.
No, because I have got another format of presentation. Now this is the second one that I downloaded for us because you couldn't see it. Okay. Let me just say this. Please, apologies. Let me just make it a full screen. Edith, I think I heard your voice. Just tell me where is the full screen so I can share it.
Anushjan, you go to the top of your screen and you see slide share.
Slideshow.
Slideshow.
Slideshow, exactly.
Okay.
And then from beginning or from beginning, and then you can go, no, left, from beginning.
Ah, okay.
Start doing it and go forward.
Okay. I think it's good now,
Yeah,
right?
it's okay.
Okay.
Great.
Oh, very good. Thank you. Because I don't use PowerPoint as itself. I use another program. It didn't work. Thank you very much for your patience. So in the next hour, I'll be walking you through how you can use neuromarketing principles to sharpen your messaging, influence your potential clients' decision-making processes, and most importantly, connect with them on a level that goes beyond the traditional sales pitch, which I really don't like. And we'll discuss the brain's emotional triggers and how they relate to client attraction. Why does your message needs to speak to both the logical and emotional brain? How to craft messaging that aligns with your client's needs and values. And through practical neuromarketing tools, you discover how to leverage cognitive triggers to design compelling offers, use sensory and emotional cues that captivate your target audience, position your coaching services in a way that leads to higher engagement and conversions, and develop a marketing strategy that speaks to the brain's decision-making process. The goal is to give you the neuromarketing advantage in promoting your coaching services more effectively. Okay, so by the end of this session, you'll have actionable tools to help you refine your message, captivate your ideal clients, most importantly, create a deeper, lasting impact through your coaching. Now, let's begin talking about our brain. I think most of us know. I think, Natalie, your last masterclass was on brain science, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Actually, it was about emotional intelligence,
Ah,
where of course we went through it, and it's interesting. What's your approach to it? From which angle would you look at it?
okay. So now, how can we leverage what we know about human behavior to create messages that don't just speak to our clients, but connect with them on a deeper, more personal level? And most importantly, how can we use the connection to transform their lives through coaching? Okay, so how our brain works. My brain, your brain, everybody's brain works the same way. So here's the hierarchy of the brain. There is the instinctual part of our brain, and the instinctual part, the lizard, the reptilian part. And the instinctual part of the brain is connected to the thing called the thalamus, where all the incoming information gets processed first and then sent to the other parts of the brain. So if you're somebody for who something is ultra painful that can hurt you emotionally, mentally, physically, financially, or spiritually, anything in your environment, okay, that resonates with that gets automatic attention and sends that information to other parts of the brain for processing. Why? Because if you're in pain, if you're worried, if you're fearful, if you're scared, if there is something that might happen or is happening in your life right now that needs attention, your lizard or reptilian or instinctual brain is going to process that information above all the other incoming information. Does that make sense so far? It will take the information, it will send a signal to your conscious brain to pay attention to that. As we say, the fight and flight mode is activated. So that means that if you know or experience a pain, fear, or frustration and irritation that your ideal profile client is experiencing right now or is worried about, your marketing will hit on the wall and will instantly resonate with them. And if you can activate then their emotional part of the brain, all right, that is part of other sadness. That there's always, emotions there, sadness, fear, disgust, shame, embarrassment, or even happiness. Happiness is all of us want, right? You're going to get attention. So if you're coming in at the instinctual or emotional part of the brain with your marketing and your sales language patterns, you're going to get priority, okay, in the processing of your client's brain, of your prospects and clients' brain. Does this make sense anyhow? If you've got questions, you can freely get in or write in the chat. So if you're marketing, here is the hierarchy of the brain, how it works. Okay, so what we discussed, the logical brain, the neocortex analyzes and thinks and rationalizes the information. The emotional brain drives feelings, trust, connection, and the instinctual brain, which is the survival brain, feels more the survival, pain, fear, and threats. What I was just talking about. Okay. And if your marketing comes in at the logical side first, it almost like your esophagus, you put the food there and it doesn't come out. There is no one-way pattern from instinctual, emotional to logical versus logical to emotional and instinctual. What our brain is processing better is the instinctual, the emotional, and then the logical. I always say no to logical marketing because it doesn't take you anywhere. Logical marketing appeals to reason, and reasoning requires the customer to think, analyze, and make a rational decision. This creates friction, delays in action, and often leads to hesitation or indecision. Without an emotional trigger, there is no urgency, desire, or deep connection. So they don't feel compelled to buy, and all you're going to hear is, I'll think about it, I'll call you later, we'll see, and things like that. Buying decisions are driven by emotions and instincts. Okay, the brain processes emotions faster than logic, and people justify their purchases with logic after making them emotionally. Instinctual and emotional marketing triggers desires, trust, and connection, making it far more persuasive. So, all marketing should be emotional response marketing, and all direct response marketers understand that their job with these messages, with their own messages, with their headlines, their ads, their image, their videos, their brochures, their website is to activate an emotion that grabs attention and leads people through a process. Does it make sense to you? Do you have any questions so far? As humans, all of you know that we're biologically programmed to work harder to avoid pain than to pursue pleasure. Okay. So our brain does more to avoid pain than we do to gain pleasure and success. Pleasure and success. So have in mind that if you're going to market and sell without activating the right part of the brain of your prospect, and you're mostly losing your chances on the return on investment and your return on energy. Okay. In order to effectively market and sell, you must know your prospects' pains, fears. I don't know what these scratches are. Maybe I changed the file, that's why, but I think you read that. In order to effectively market and sell, you must know your prospects' pains, pain points, as we say, fears, their frustrations, irritations, their needs, what they require, their wants, what they desire, and their aspirations. Your job is to understand how to use the language patterns based on these and then lead them away from what they do not want and bring them towards what they do want. Does that make sense to you? I would like to be a little bit more active, please, and write in the chat according to your specification. I mean, what kind of coach you are. Do you know what your clients' or prospects' pains are? Not, if I ask you, can you help me to read the chat because I
Course,
can't see that?
of course, of course. Mhm. So, you mean to answer your last question?
Yeah, I mean, I ask everybody to write down in the chat, what are your prospects' pains, fears? Let's start one by one and then
We still don't have answers for that.
answers.
Mhm.
Can anybody help? Okay, if anybody wants to speak, it would be better. It's really, I mean, very
Yeah,
interesting. I want you to understand. I want as me as well to understand whether you know your avatar, you know your clients' profiles. Do you know who you are targeting to? Do you know who are you addressing your message to? Do you know what their pains and fears and frustrations and irritations are? What they need, what they want, what they aspire for?
so we have one question or example from Gane.
Okay.
This is about in the teams, one of the most painful topics are inner communication.
Oh, always. Okay, always. Okay.
As for me, with the clients, it's mostly the fear of failure.
Failure. Okay. So you see, we're coming
And
close to that.
we have a raised hand. It's Zita.
Please.
Thank you. Hello, everybody again. I thought I knew actually the pains of my corporate clients, and when I approached one of the clients, it was actually I came across very unexpected issue. They announced, I thought I knew all the troubles that companies and the teams have. First, because I used to be managing huge teams, minimum 100 people under my supervision. So I know the starting point and the end point and whatever is going on. But when I started speaking with a corporate client, it turned out that they need an international trainer, not a local one. And I was blocked. I was
Because Edita, dear, did you find out? Now you will. Now we're learning this, and you will do it later. But did you think to find out what was their fears? Obviously, they had some fears that they just kind of, were thinking that they need an international trainer for some reasons, right? There was a reason there.
Of course, there were reasons,
Mm-hmm.
vague reasons, hidden reasons, and the
Mm-hmm.
obvious ones. The obvious ones was that, okay, the local ones are not competent in
Mm-hmm.
confidentiality, because they came across several coaches that they were not actually very keeping confidentiality according to the ethics of ICF and whatever. But I didn't want to go into the details about that. I said that in every culture it can happen, and it depends on the professional. Even the international trainers may kind of showcase such things. But there were maybe also hidden their inner pains, their inner fears.
Absolutely, absolutely. But all your explanation now, Edita, there was kind of activating the client's logical brain. I was thinking, I was not thinking, I was listening to you and I was thinking, that, oh my gosh, there's a lot of information, I can't process it. And always about the logical brain. Do you understand now the difference? I always say while talking about neuromarketing, guys, this is a precision marketing. We do not have the right to not know anything about our client. Our client, we will talk about it later, but I'll take a chance and say it again. Remember this from today's class, please, that this is a precision marketing. We should know everything about our clients. Okay, we will talk about the client avatar and you will see that. You will have an homework and you'll go and work on that homework for yourselves, of course. But if you want me, just to touch base and give feedback, I'm here always. But you need to know everything about our clients, me included. Okay, we need to input lots of time and research on understanding who is our ideal client. Okay, and by emphasizing all this that I just mentioned, the pains, the fears, the frustrations, the irritations, their needs and wants, aspirations, people buy based on these more than activating their logical part. As I said, the logical part of the brain gives excuses more than buying emotionally. Okay, so in this way, we speak to them in a way that creates neurological and emotional match. So if you're going to be doing any type of marketing and even selling face to face or on the phone, if you don't know what to say, of what words to use, what language pattern to use, in your website, on your brochures, on your one-to-one dialogue, anywhere, you're going only to hear things like I mentioned before, that I'll call you back later, I'll think about it, and stuff like that. Okay, so this is definite. So your job is to understand how to use the language patterns based on pain and all the other stuff, because everyone has got that. Of course, that's not 100%. There are people who's got, only aspirations, and you're going to sell on that as well. But mainly, most of people have got those pains and fears and frustrations there. And it's smart to target the part of their brains that activates the greatest amount of attention first. And that is the reptilian brain, and then bringing them to the emotional brain. Okay. Now let's talk about our ideal client's profile. That's what I said, Edita. Our client's avatar, we should know them. We should know them, who they are. In our case, I just wrote down some kind of, you can add in the chat as well, who is your ideal client. I was just thinking about the ICF as a chapter and who they can address to, who they can work with. I think most of you resonate with this, but you can add yours as well. Your ideal, this is, I mean, if then you can locate time and we can agree on, we can do another masterclass on working to build the client's profile, the perfect client avatar, because it's a lot of time and another information. But I'll draw your attention to this as well. Like, what is their demographics? Okay. When building your client's profile avatar, we must thoroughly research and know their demographics, who they are, where they are, psychographics, how they think, wants and needs, which translates into why they buy. Their hot buttons, which I mentioned, it's on fears and frustrations and irritations and needs. Okay, and decision-making processes, how they make decisions, who to target, who is the influencer. Okay, this is very important. We also understand that not everyone is going to have, I told you that not everyone is going to have pain and frustrations and everything else we mentioned, but let's start with that 5%, okay? I always say this is the 5%, but this is the most important 5%. I always say that we don't have to address our message to everybody. There's 80% of people that is not interested in your coaching, and they shouldn't be. Okay, focus on your 50% that is interested, educate them, give them more information about what you do and the benefit that your services would bring to them. And the 5%, which is your target audience, okay, we cannot direct our message to everybody, and we shouldn't. Does that make sense to you? So here, do you read this, this is how I think that the ICF chapter or executive or business coaches, client should be like perfect client avatar could be mid to senior level leaders, high performance struggling with pressure, entrepreneurs and business owners navigating change. It's very difficult to navigate through change or growth. HR or learning development professionals, corporate organizations, and banks. Who are your clients and what keeps them up at night? What is their issues? If anybody wants to share, Nata, can you, if you want to share, who is mainly your clients? I mean, from the above mentioned ones.
Um, Mostly it's about mid-level executives
Mid-level executives, okay.
like heads of departments, HODs, and
Mm-hmm.
most of their fears are about the teamwork, about the workers that sometimes fail. And every time I hear it's about the workers, assistants, and lower level workers that they want to kind of put the blame on, but they are
Mm-hmm.
never guilty in anything.
Okay,
And
okay,
always the fear of failure is not on them, it's on
okay.
our.
I see, I see.
And we have Greta here, she raised her hand.
Okay, please.
Thank you. Thank you for very interesting topics that you share. And I remembered when I was starting my career and starting with the women. I was passing marketing course, and it was the homework to identify avatar, my client's avatar. And after the long homework, I came at that my client avatar is uh, just like me. And
Mm-hmm.
I came up that I really want and I eager to work with the people that have the same values, the same beliefs, and the same point of views that are very similar, and it is very normal. And for me, being in the field of women who are working in the field of healthcare, first of all, it is burnout and work-life balance. And in the field of entrepreneurs, starting entrepreneurs, it's imposter syndrome that they do not.
Okay, yeah, that's huge. That's huge. Today I was reading an article about Justin Bieber that he had confessed somewhere that he's suffering from imposter syndrome. Can you imagine that? And I was thinking, oh, if there was somebody, a very powerful coach, he could take advantage of that and make up his message and, just kind of direct to him and say, even to tag him that I've got this and this and that will make you feel this and this and that. It just came to me when I read the article. Yeah, it's a huge issue everywhere. Thank you, Greta. That was you, right? I can see the faces here.
Yes, it was.
Okay, thank you very much. So what emotions and pain do your prospects ultimately want to move away from? That's what we discussed, okay? From the above mentioned avatar that I, kind of wrote down, this is overwhelm and burnout. Like I've got too much on my plate and feel exhausted. Have you come across with this kind of pain? Burnout is a huge problem in organizations and companies, you know that.
Predominantly.
Yep, yep. Self-doubt and imposter syndrome. Am I really capable of leading at this level? Fear of failure. If I make the wrong move, I could lose credibility. Frustration and lack of control. Uncertainty and lack of clarity. Low team engagement. Work-life imbalance. You know, there's a lot of a huge audience for this, especially women, men as well. Work and life imbalance is a huge pain and resistance to change. Have you come across to clients who resist the change?
Yeah.
Of course. So, there are also people who feel uncertain, unloved, insecure, judged, criticized, and the similar emotions. So your job is to find it out, to find out in details what is it that they want to, what the emotion it is that they want to move away from. Okay? And next, we want to learn what is the emotion they want to feel. If they want to move away from certain emotion, okay, they obviously are going to come up to emotions that they want to feel like. And this can be success, it can be empowerment, okay? They can feel confident of leading the change and leading a team, peace and freedom, abundance and joy. Most of them want to, especially in leading positions, executive CEOs, they want to feel valued and worth, okay, of handling all the organization's responsibilities. Joyful, grateful, you name it. And what do people really buy? Features, the physical components of the product or service, advantages, the results that are produced by the features, and benefits, that the emotional components, that is the emotional component produced by the features and advantages. The benefits are what people buy, the emotional connection, my dears. You always need to target of the benefit of the benefits. Your end goal must be to bring the client to the benefit of them buying your services of products. Okay? So by activating the reptilian brain, by activating their fears, frustrations, irritations, and blah, 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 we bring them smoothly and nicely to the emotional part, to the benefit of what they're going to buy from you. This is when when people are making decision to buy emotionally, because as we said, we buy emotionally and then justify logically. Unless we buy something logically and then try to attach some emotions to that, you know. So I think neuromarketing really is very, very close to the coaching mindset and the coaching approach. So here is the mapping of the neurosales and the neuromarketing. Okay, this is the whole map for you to have a precise system in place so you can activate your marketing message with precision and direct them towards your ideal clients. The first step is we discuss is diagnose their pains, fears, frustrations, irritations, wants, needs, and aspirations. Then deliver this message to the instinctual brain and then to the emotional brain, then justify to the logic brain because they need some, you know, you will need some facts or some, evidence to share with them. Use visuals to activate multiple sensory and cognitive processes. Okay, the human brain processes images 60,000 times faster than text. Colors, facial expressions, and imagery can evoke trust, excitement, or nostalgia within milliseconds. People remember 80% of what they have seen versus only 20% of what they have read. Okay, so mirror neurons in the brain makes us feel what we see. So visionary images are very, very important to use in your marketing. What evidence you can offer to them? Is there a success story you can share with them? Is there a process you can show them? process. In marketing, we say the service blueprint. This should be the process shown to your customers so they feel more comfortable, so they know what they should expect from your services. And then in the end, handling objections and show them what to do next. Make it easy for them. Okay? Does it make sense to you?
Yeah. Yes.
I always say complexity is the killer of any affair. Make it simple. I have written a whole assignment in my MBA on this. Make things easier, simpler for people. Don't make things complicated. Okay? This is a precision marketing mapping, not for hoping and praying, as I always say, okay, so that they buy. In the absence of this process, people will default back to what is comfortable. Remember that. Precision neuromarketing is the right message in front of the right target at the right time in the right place. Make research about all things mentioned above to understand your avatar so you can become precise in your marketing and sales and your marketing messages. Your job is to understand the buyer's decision-making process. Make sure to always talk to decision makers. Okay? I always say talk to the decision makers. Talk to the decision makers, and especially in organizations and companies, make sure that when you do a presentation or you talk about your services, all the decision makers are included, not one, not two. Whoever is the decision maker, make sure they're there, okay? Could you share who are you talking to mainly? Is it the HR? Is it the managers? Who are you talking to when you're going and offering and promoting your services? Nata,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I do.
Does anyone?
Yeah, CEOs, founders, or they direct to HRs. Depends on which stage, HRs or managers. Sometimes HR, but mostly both business owners and HR together.
Does HR make a decision?
In my case, yes.
Okay.
And top level leaders.
Okay. Okay. So, as we said, make sure you always address and talk to the decision makers.
And we have a
So,
raised hand.
yeah, please.
As I understand correctly, please correct me if I'm wrong. So if I want to, for example, to work with a teenager, that means that I need to address and to talk to their parents. Is that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because does the teenager pay?
No, exactly.
Or who is making the decision?
Yeah, their parents do.
Here, you've got a more complicated thing as my businesses. I mean, I've got to do with children and their parents. I need to, just kind of attract both children and their parents as well. Because if the child doesn't want to come to me as much as the parent wants, they want. So we need here to attract both of them. And by addressing the teenagers' issues, let's say pains, fears, or irritations or frustrations, obviously parents know what their kids' issue are, right? But you need to address the parent because he is the decision maker, he or she. Okay? So as a takeaway from by now, we want to target the part of the brain that's going to activate the greatest amount of attention first. And what's the hierarchy of the brain? Survival first, avoidance of pain or discomfort second. So your marketing should make sure that you're turning the people away from the pain and give them solutions and give them the benefit of the benefits. What is the emotion that my prospect wants to feel that he or she is not feeling right now? We're emotional creatures that justify logically, and that's how we buy. We're not logical creatures that justify emotionally. In the brain, there is a one-way circuit from the emotional part of the brain, limbic to the logical part of the brain, but there isn't a circuit from the logical to the emotional until after we buy, and then we validate through our emotions, as I said before. Okay, so when you understand how to market to the right part of the brain by just taking some time when you're creating your social media posts, your videos, your brochures, your manuals, and understand your buyer, you can do this. And trust me, you're gonna get most of the attention by this. Okay. And questions for clarity. You can either write on the chat and work for yourself, okay? I will later forward this to all of you, Natalie, if we can do this for people to have this and work on this as a homework. Create your perfect client avatar, okay? This is the first thing you must do. Who specifically will purchase your product or service? Identify their demographics, behaviors, and decision-making processes. Uncover their brain. What problems, fears, or frustrations does this person, people experience? These emotional triggers drive purchasing decisions. Identify desired gains. What positive outcomes or joy are they seeking as a result of their pain, right? Understand their aspirations. And it helps to reveal motivation beyond the pain avoidance, right? Articulate your solutions. How does your offering specifically address those pains and deliver desired gains? How are your solutions remarkable enough to set you apart from the competition? You know, there's a huge competition in coaching right now. This becomes your value proposition. And the value proposition in itself is a separate masterclass and a huge thing, but always pay attention to your value proposition. Okay? I always say to coaches in any business I work with, why you? Why not the other one and you? This is your, this is how you can articulate your solutions. Why you? Remember, you're selling the benefit of benefits always. As we come from the end, right? You need to sink in the brain, the customer's brain, that the benefit of the benefit is what he or she needs. As I mentioned about this, that we do not have to target everybody. 80% of people are not interested and are not our clients. We need to connect and educate 50%, and the real 5% is our target audience. Okay. Is there any questions so far?
Yes, there is
Please.
one. Edita.
Mm-hmm.
Edita, would you like to read it out loud, or I'll do it for you?
Yes, if you don't mind, Anushjan, it was really very helpful and very detailed. One thing that I'm still struggling with is that everything that I know regarding the neuro and the emotional attachment and the buying processes, buying decision-making, performance of the whole cycle of the customer journey, but still I'm not capable of finding any solutions for this rejection type from the corporate client. Like we use only international trainers, not local ones. And I can presume there was an insecurity. Maybe they felt some competitiveness between me and them. The 100%, I'm not the one who is going to compete with these people. I will be their trainer anyway, because I'm going to work only on the top level. I'm not normally working with the lowest level, but still, this is a client pattern that is obvious in several businesses in Armenia that I could observe so far. So are there any maybe solutions for this type of rejections that I can
Yes, of course, there are always, again, I told you, after knowing all their fears, why they do not choose let's say specifically, and they prefer an international trainer, what their triggers are, okay, and then bring them to the emotion and the benefit of your services exactly. Okay, you're gonna find the way, you're gonna work. I will send you this, and or you work on this map exactly. Once your message is ready, okay, we can have a look at that, and then you can go and make your offer. Just use this mapping exactly step by step, okay?
Mhm.
Build your messaging on that. Now we're gonna have examples as well, Edita John, so you can see, okay? And then give it another try, and then we will talk.
Thank you so much.
Of course, welcome. And after having into account all the above said, okay, once you have your core messaging, then you use it on your television, radio, website, social media, everywhere that you're using your voice to articulate your services and products. And your elevator pitch, okay, have you heard about the elevator pitch?
Sure.
Let's say you're in an elevator with a very important person and you would like in very quick 2-3 minutes to offer your services and say what you're doing and what is the benefit that they're going to get. Have you got it written? Do you know it by heart? I mean, that should be your, I don't know, like your name. Once you find yourself with a person that you want to make an offer, you should know the exact things you're going to say to the person in order to trigger the emotional brain and make them be interested in your offer. Have you got that? So all your core marketing message and materials take this physiology and triggers of your ideal clients and connects with them at a deeper level for trust and rapport. Okay, as coaches, we know the best to do this to build trust and rapport. Now let's jog your mind and pain statements. Okay, let's see the pain statements of some possible clients, internal fears and struggles your prospects may express. I'm constantly overwhelmed. Have you heard these expressions? No matter how hard I push, my team isn't fully engaged. Now, Edita said one of them, no matter how hard I push, but they always reject and say they want an international coach, right? With an international experience. I feel like I have to prove myself every day. What if I make the wrong decision? This is an imposter syndrome, a fear of failure. I'm stuck in the same cycle of stress and exhaustion. Something has to change. It's desperation for a better way. I know I should be delegating more, but I don't trust my team to get it right. These are all the pain points of possible clients, okay, and prospects. Now I've built a successful business, but I still feel like something I'm missing. It's a very typical thing I hear from entrepreneurs. Okay. And what might be the possible gain statements, desires, and aspirations triggering to action? I want to lead with confidence, knowing every decision I make is the right one. I need my team to be self-driven so I can focus on scaling and innovation. I want to inspire my employees, not just manage them. I want to walk into every meeting with clarity and influence. I need to balance my professional success with personal fulfillment. I want to stop second guessing myself and trust my instincts as a leader. I want a business that runs smoothly with a culture of accountability and ownership. As a secret, I would share that no business runs smoothly, but this is what people think. Okay, if an entrepreneur or a business owner is not ready for turbulence and for just facing risks and decisions all the time, I don't know. But most of the people are saying that I want to, just the business to run smoothly. I've heard it many times. I want to feel energized, not drained by the work I do every day. These were the possible pain statements of our possible client avatar, and these were the possible gain statements. In this way, you should do the same homework, the same job for you, and just write down the exact pain and gain statements for your avatars. Okay. Of course, after having done thorough research and understanding who they are, again, I'm telling you. So your core marketing message, this is something for you to work on right now, okay? I prepared this so we can do a small workshop. Can we, Nata, do we have
Of
5-10 minutes to
course.
work on this?
Sure.
Okay, so fill in each blank and expand on this to build your core marketing message. Okay, I or we work with, insert your prospect client avatar, who struggle or are concerned with, insert what they want to move away from, and would like to insert what they want to move towards the end result they want. Okay, what we are promising or what the promise is, insert your solution. As a result, my clients achieve, receive, and feel, and insert benefits and benefits of the benefits as I'm not ever tired to say the benefit of the benefit. So it's never too much. Okay? Once you have got this message ready, marketing message ready, it can be your ideal elevator pitch as well because it's short, but all your core marketing message should be developing around this concept. Nada, should we have
Yeah,
5 minutes for this?
we can. Just I have a question. Maybe we
Yes.
can do it just live, like Q&A,
Mhm.
questions and answers. And when you said offering solution, insert your solution.
Mhm.
You are telling it from the point of view of marketing, right?
From the point of view of your products and services.
Uh-huh.
What does your service or product, what kind of solution does your service or product give them? It's from the point of your services and products.
Uh-huh.
Like, what's the solution? What kind of a solution does it give to them? We have got an example here. I also prepared some example here. Do you want to go through that?
We can.
So we work with executive business owners and corporate leaders who are struggling with stress, decision fatigue, and disengaged teams. There are a lot, trust me. They know that in today's fast-paced business world, traditional leadership strategies are no longer enough. They need a scientifically proven way to elevate performance, drive results, and create lasting impact. Our coaching is built on neuroscience as well as positive and behavioral psychology, designed to rewire. This is for coaching business. I'm sorry, as far as I know, I forgot to share. This is for a coaching business. Our coaching is built on neuroscience as well as positive and behavioral psychology, designed to rewire limiting beliefs, enhance emotional intelligence, and develop unshakable leadership confidence. As a result, our clients achieve clarity, resilience, and the ability to lead and influence with ease. Okay, but the real transformation, here is the benefit of the benefits, as I say. A high performing organization with engaged teams, increased productivity, and a culture of innovation that directly impacts the bottom line. Because when leaders thrive, businesses grow. Pay attention to this.
Mhm.
Do you understand what kind of an emotional message this is? And ultimately, this is the other benefit of the benefit. They experience a profound sense of fulfillment, confidence, and renewed passion, knowing their leadership is creating lasting change, empowering their teams, and shaping a legacy of success. How does it seem to you?
Nice.
Very
Sounds
nice.
sounds good. Sounds good.
It sounds very good because if you see in the beginning, we are giving the stress to the reptilian brain, to the fears and the difficulties and irritations they are going through, and then bringing them to the emotional part of the brain, okay? Explaining, not explaining, I mean, just kind of sharing kind of what emotions are they expected to feel, and then giving them the benefit of those emotions, okay, like elevated emotions. We are selling emotions. We are selling emotions. Okay, so now your challenge now is to use what you learned today, go back to your homework, refine your messaging, and make it so good your ideal clients can't help but say yes to all of you. The tools are in your hands and go make it happen. This was from my heart. It came out like this is, I mean, I just, Nata, if I can say something, I didn't want to go into more and more and more tools. I wanted to keep the core of the neuromarketing here to understand how you are creating your core messaging. There are lots of tools we can talk in other cases, but this is your core understanding of neuromarketing, how to package and promote your messages, your services, your products. Okay? This is the way to work on your messaging.
I can't help asking a
Thank you
question.
for rewiring your marketing approach, I'm saying.
Thank you. Can
There
I
is
ask
also,
a
I would
question?
like to say that there can be another part. It's another real, I mean, I was dwelling away from the core information. That's why I didn't include it here. But we also need to, after mastering all this is the core. This is the first step you need to do. After mastering all this, you need to pay attention also to your headlines, okay? Everywhere in your brochures, in your website. There were cases that when I was, working, I was going to their website and I was reading the headline. No, so much wrong information. Okay, mind yourselves really to build your message to the target. Core message is very important. The headlines, there is a way to master headlines. This is how our brains work. These are proven things. These are scientifically proven things. Let's say 3 out of this fail, or 5 ways to just make this happen. This is another part. This information didn't belong to this, that's why I didn't include. But if there is need, of course I will come in again, and we can work on that as well. But this is the first thing you should do to package and promote your coaching services.
Okay. Gane has a question, then I
Please.
have a question, and I guess we can give a floor to everybody who has got questions.
Of course.
And I'm very sorry, until Gane asks her question, can I ask please the participants mention their location, where they are now, and from which countries we have guests today, because majority are Armenians, but as I see, we have different nationalities, and it's interesting to see the geography of today's auditorium. Thank you. Anne?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you very much, Anush, for a very interesting presentation. I would like to ask you actually 2 questions. The
Please.
first one is, what is the main difference related to neuromarketing between Armenia and out of Armenia? Is there any?
Oh, always. And who, if not me, knows that better? I'll tell you. The
Yeah.
culture. Always pay attention to culture. Do your research. What those people, I mean, I came to Greece back to 15 years ago, and I had zero idea. We say Greeks and Armenians are alike. No, they're not. There are different habits. I see there is somebody from Athens, Greece, Anahit. She might confirm this as well. There's a lot of difference of the way people make decisions, of their habits, of their traditions. You should learn that. Even from city to city, there might be a difference. Okay, the first thing you need to do, market research. See what the people there breathe. That's very important. Do you know that when Disney opened in Paris, it didn't work? The first years, it was a big failure. Why? Because the Americans never took into consideration the culture of France, okay? The culture of French people. This is a must. You need to research the culture to understand how they think, what they want, what they prefer. For example, in Greece, when I'm running my business, it's been, I mean, already 8 years. Now I'm getting used to that. I was going crazy, and my employee would say, "Oh, this day we're going to be closed down." Why? Because it's a 3 days holiday. What does it mean? Because everyone is going away. I said, "What the hell?" And I mean, every 2, 3 months, there are 3 days holiday that everyone is going away, and it's a working day. And trust me, I was saying, no, people will come, but nobody was coming because I, as a business owner, would choose to, kind of resist the existing culture. And then, of course, I went into researching the culture, what they do, what they think, how they behave, and now I have adjusted all my business offers and my working stuff with the culture. You cannot change it. Learn the culture, learn their habits. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much. And my second question, actually, it's not a question, but I should ask. Would you please show an example of a perfect, let's say, neuromarketing example that you find it very successful?
Yes, the one that I read, the example, where is my phone? I removed that. The example that I read was we had been working it with our mentor, John Asaraf, with a client that we were working on. That was, I think, one of the best examples. And another one, I will tell you, do we have time for me to read the word of mouth is the best. I read Edita's comment is the word of mouth. This classical technique of marketing has never been canceled, dear Edita. It's the best of the best. But still, when there is word of mouth, we need to pay attention to the emotional part again, what we communicate. What do we say? Okay, let me just find the. I got an email today and I thought that this is one of the best offers that I have. Just give me a minute because I saved it, I think, I was thinking it was
Until you find it, Anushan, I would like to just look through and go through and say that we have people here from Athens, Kiev, Yurmala, a lot of Armenians, from London, Turkish who lives in London, and that's nice that it's just
Of course.
the boundaries. And we have a question from Nikolai. Nikolai,
Please.
until Anush finds it,
Yes.
ask it. But your microphone is off.
Yeah, I just want to ask a question about when we are selling emotions. Is there any risk that selling emotions will lead to the manipulation?
Excuse me, I can't hear you well. I'm sorry.
I'm asking that when we are selling emotions to the client, is there any risk that we will have a temptation to manipulate the client?
That's the great question. I mean, where are you from, Nikolai?
From Armenia, yeah.
Armenia. Do you remember when I started sharing all this information, I said that there is the science of ethics as well, because this information is not for manipulating people. Of course, there are many, and we cannot avoid that, as well as, the coaching and mentoring and lots of the stuff in this industry. Do you remember, were you from the beginning or not?
Yeah.
Yes,
I said that
I don't
this
remember in
information
detail.
must be used absolutely to do something for people, not to people. If you are somebody who truly believes that your service or product is really going to help somebody, and you're going to go ahead and do that and promote yourself as much as you can, okay? Unfortunately, marketing itself has been manipulated. I mean, lots of, you see, especially I see this style of marketing coming from Russia on Instagram profiles. I don't want to, just kind of separate countries, but yes, there is a difference. But still, for me, any information that you can use against people is manipulation. It doesn't matter whether it's neuromarketing or anything, okay? But be aware, please. That's why in the beginning, before expanding on this topic, I said and asked, please be aware and make sure you use this information, okay, to help people. Like today, exactly 10 years ago, when I first discovered neuromarketing, to me, it was really a wow. It was 2015 when I was doing my neuromarketing in the MBA. My professor, who was the first researchers in the European Union, he said this stuff that please, like today, promise me that this information is going to be used for the benefit of people. Okay, because when we have got information about the brain, how it works, it's always very, dangerous as well. So this is the ethics of neuromarketing as well as we have got in NLP, as we've got it in coaching and everywhere. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Anush, I have one question.
Please.
Actually, Gane asked the first part of my question. Thank you. And the second part is, do you have your avatar already?
Yes, I have, but not my
Presumably,
coaching. I have got my avatar on my businesses because my coaching is like going back and forth once I'm coaching my business. But I've got that really. I've got that for my business coaching mostly. Okay, because this is my most target. I've got my avatar on my business, on my kids salon. I've got my avatar. I've got a life clinic. I've got my avatar from there, detailed avatar. And if I say that 10 out of 10 calls, I'm closing. I mean, 10 out of 10 close. Okay.
okay.
If you allow me to share, even when I hire people, I sell on emotion. I don't say that come and work with me because I am the best business. No, I'm selling the emotion. And I mean that. I literally mean that, that what's the emotion you're going to feel in this kind of an environment? What is it that you want to be as part of my team? And trust me, it always works. And of course, as a leader, we're working appropriately to make that happen, not only say and share. Okay, so there is always emotion involved, always. And as for the neuromarketing message, I will forward it, Natalie, to you. Message it to the lady that gave the question, asked the question, because it's too long. But I will now. I thought that Natalie has recently been very active on uploading her cruise tours, right? This is one of the you maybe never know that, but this is one of the best examples of neuromarketing. Everything that is emotion is involved there. Okay? Everything that is emotion. Why? Okay, she's saying she's offering the cruises, but this is the advantage and features, okay, of the product. The cruise, I don't know, the ship, the place, but at the end of the day, what they want to feel, this is what she's sharing. Have you paid attention to that?
I did.
I did too. So this is one of the best examples that right now is coming to me.
Anush,
Yeah,
and one more thing. When you have your avatar, and as a person who lives in different countries and in different environments and cultures, do you change it when you change your place?
absolutely.
You,
Natalie, the first thing of marketing is research the market. The first, you don't ever do anything before you research the market, please. This is a
but if
big no to me.
but if you just create your avatar as a coach, and I don't like that word sell, especially when it's
But
about
you're selling. You want it or not, you're
yeah,
selling.
we
We
want
all didn't want that, but we're
yeah.
selling.
Yeah, if you said that we're selling emotions, I guess we can say we can sell ourselves as professionals. In this case, you have some core, right? Your
Yes,
skeleton, and this
of
is
course.
actually your essence. When you change your place, you change some parts of it, or you change it totally. You research the market and you become another coach, or what?
No, you don't change yourself as a coach. You better understand the environment you are in, Natalie John. Definitely. First of all, we can say, let's take women, right? The issues, the pains, the fears, and frustrations of women in Armenia definitely are not the same as women in Greece. Or if we go to India or to other countries, this is not the same. It doesn't mean that we change ourselves as coaches. We definitely have got our core values. We built our coaching businesses, we all know, based on our core values, but we definitely change our approach to the markets. Okay, and we'd rather understand what is the issue. Let's say I brought an example, the woman. What is the issue of the Armenian woman that you want to address to? The issue of Greek women and the issue of Nepal or Indian women. That's not the same, definitely. Generally, they might be common things, but traditional wise, they might be, and definitely there are differentiations. That makes sense.
Yes, thank you. We have some questions here, and if we have questions out loud, I guess it is 8:22. We designed it from 1 to 1.5 hours, and we still have some 8 minutes. And the people who started with us, they are still here without any exception. It means it's interesting when people are staying. And there is one question. Hello to Khalid from Saudi Arabia, to Anush from New York. And here we have
Hello,
a question,
everyone.
from Raja. He's asking, when dealing with a company or a team, how do you create a profile to include all members?
You are talking to the decision makers, okay? And they are guiding you through what the major issues are in the company. And then while building your coaching proposal and the services, and then by one, you know, just work with people. But there are major issues that the companies or organizations face, and these are the decision makers. Who is hiring the coach? This is, you should talk to them in order to figure out what their needs and wants are, not one people by people, you know, just person by person. You can't do that, obviously. Who is hiring you?
Okay, we have a question from Greta. You can stop sharing, Anush, your screen, I guess.
Okay, I didn't. Okay.
Yeah. Greta?
Thank you very much, dear Anush.
I thank
And
you.
as ICF marketing director, I couldn't not to ask a challenging question. How could you sell being ICF member, ICF membership to the coaches that are not yet in ICF chapter Armenia?
Oh, so for them to include in your chapter and become members?
Yes. What from your opinion, what are their pains,
Not
for
mine,
example?
but from the point of view what have been taught just now, of course, you need to understand who they are, what their struggles are as not an ICF coach. Do you have an idea or a clear picture who they are, their avatar? And I would say instead of feeling this and that in the emotional part, I mean, in the triggers part, as pain, as irritations, you'd rather come and join us in order to feel this and this and that. Okay, and the benefit of the benefit that you can offer. Now it needs time to, you know, just brainstorm. I will be happy to do it with you if you want that. But if you follow this marketing mapping, you will definitely go ahead and do that. You need to understand what is their struggles. And they definitely have got struggles, I can bet. Okay. And so directing on that message, you can bring them, showing the benefit of joining the Armenian ICF chapter. Does that make sense?
Yeah, nice.
Of course, instead of doing this and I don't know, falling behind, or I don't know, we will think it's a lot of thing. Okay, do this or join the Armenian chapter, the ICF Armenian chapter, in order to feel and be and feel and become that person that they want to be. What's their aspirations are. You need to do you remember I said the hot buttons? We need to find the hot buttons of people in order to work with them, not to manipulate, please have in mind, but to do and to offer services and products for them so it does good to them.
And I guess the best example you're speaking about is you, Anush, because
Of
you are
course.
the last person who joined us some 3 days ago and became ICF Armenia chapter. And we have such a valuable member in our team who is just kind-heartedly.
My honor. I have been a member in the Greek chapter. I have shared, if you want me to share. I mean, nothing. A year gone for nothing. I never heard of them. I never knew where they are, what they're doing. I mean, nothing. There was no value. And since I know the Armenian chapter, and I really, really endlessly appreciate your efforts, your input, your creativeness, and your energy to build all this stuff regarding coaching and spread the message in Armenia. I really appreciate that, and I always wanted to be part of that because I am a change maker and I am a good change maker, and I could not be the part of it. So please, and if you want to use this kind of a message in your messaging, you can do that. We always need to know again what are the issues the person faces and how I can come in with my messaging to help him or her. Okay?
Yeah, Mirna has written here the chapter Make You Feel a Real Family.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mirna. Thank you so much. We have thank you from Karine Hovanesyan for sharing an insightful presentation. And there is a quote: "People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." That's for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's about the emotion part you were speaking. A lot of thank yous.
I thank you. I want to share my experience with one of a nutrition coach that I recently got engaged with, just as an example, okay? I have been researching lots of, coaches. I want to get fit because of my health. I want, just to follow a certain diet. I've done that a couple of years ago, but now I'm having a difficulty to stick on some kind of diet, and I need my health, just to get online right now. And I did my research, and some Greek coach popped up in my Instagram because of my search, I guess. And I saw that she's got all the stuff that I'm looking for, because in my head, I had already made the decision that I'm gonna buy and I need it. I want that. I did that. I'm now right now I'm showing you the difference of what I told and what people are doing in reality. The coach got connected with me either after I made my payment, and it was a high ticket payment. It was not even little small ticket. And she started to talk to me, guys, a person, please pay attention, who is 100% who has 100% decided to use the program, to get involved in the coaching program, which was 3 months coaching program with nutrition and this and that. Okay. And she started to talk about the all features that the product has got, what kind of degrees and what kind of titles she's got. And guess what? She turned me off. She never ever mentioned about what I'm gonna feel as a result of the product that I'm gonna buy. And at the end of the day, what my worries and concerns were that I'm buying this product. Never nothing about what I'm going to have as a benefit and what I'm gonna feel as a benefit of buying a product. And guess what? I canceled. Can you imagine a ready avatar client comes and buys your product, and instead of engaging her, she lost her just because she was talking to my logical brain, and I didn't need that. I wanted to know and to listen how I'm gonna feel at the end of the program. Can you imagine that? So don't do this, people. Don't do this.
Okay. If there is anybody who would like to say thank you at the end, I guess we can start going to the finishing part. And
Dear Natalie, I will send forward you the email that I was mentioning. You can share with because it was a very interesting and very catching one, and I will forward it to you.
okay. Okay, Anushjan, I would like to say once again a big, big thank you to you for your time, for the energy, for the enthusiasm, and the love we felt from the screens, though we live pretty far, and you saw how many people joined us from different countries, but I guess all of us felt that joy and enthusiasm and love from you. Thank you so much. Hope
I
to have
thank you.
hope to have one more meeting with you in the upcoming
Absolutely.
time, particularly when you come to Armenia and we are
Yes.
not behind the screen, but next to each other.
It was very unfamiliar to me to talk to an Armenian audience. Of course, there are also other nationalities, but I was very worried today. So my apologies. I usually feel cooler and relaxed, but today that was, Armenian audience is very demanding always, and I respect that and I love that. So thank you for this opportunity.
And one specificity, you were mostly with Armenian people, but you were talking English.
Yeah.
This is another reality in our chapter, actually.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you so much.